If you're regretting losing your wife, this video is for you, because coping with regret, just dealing with it and moving on with your life, isn't enough. Regret is a source of chronic stress. It will break you down physically and it will break you down mentally if you don't deal with it. So today we are going to talk about how to deal with regret. I'm Rachael Sloan. I help men survive divorce, come out the other side, and rebuild who they are to get happy, get healthy, move on with confidence and optimism. And in this video, we're going to do a little bit of that work around regret. So I want you to think about regret as though it were actually three separate emotions. Regret is desire, loss, and shame. The first two are actually not a problem. They're actually really helpful emotions in some ways as you move through this divorce. It's that last one, the shame. That's what's going to be this source of chronic stress that's going to wear down your immune system and wear down your mental health. When my clients and I start exploring these shameful thoughts, I find that most people have a lot of resistance to letting these go. And you'd think, of course, I don't want to hate myself. Of course, I don't want to shame myself. But actually, most of us are really afraid that without shame, that without these running thoughts telling us how we messed up, how we screwed everything up, how it's never going to be the same again, and it's all our fault, we're afraid that if that voice goes away, somehow we're going to become a terrible person. We're just going to go back and make all the same mistakes again. We're going to mess everything up. Sometimes it's even this feeling that maybe I don't deserve to feel good. Look at what I did, right? Look at the damage I caused. Look at the loss I created for myself. All of these thoughts get us really stuck in this place where we think maybe we even deserve to feel like crap all the time. But what if you aren't supposed to be suffering? What if you don't deserve to be miserable? As long as you stay in shame, as long as you stay in regret, you are going to struggle with energy sapping emotions and overwhelming and negative thoughts. You are going to continue to suffer from the chronic stress that those thoughts and those emotions are creating for you. They're going to take a toll on your mind and on your body. You can distract yourself, you can numb out, you can buffer, you can cope, but none of it's enough. None of it is going to stop those negative, overwhelming thoughts from coming up, and none of it is going to stop those energy sapping, painful, shameful emotions from coming up. To end that chronic stress, to heal your mind and your body, you have to move through and beyond shame and beyond regret. Spinning in that I should have, I can't believe I did that, I wish I hadn't, if only I had, that is keeping you stuck where you are. I suspect that you, like most of my clients, are probably feeling resistance to letting go of these thoughts. And if you're not feeling resistance, you're at least just thinking, it's impossible. I'd love to not think this way, but how do I change it? The first and critical step to changing the way you're thinking, and thus changing the way you feel and changing what's happening in your mind and your body, is to recognize that it is your thoughts creating this suffering. To help you do that, I want you to sit with this one thought experiment. Close your eyes for a minute. Take a moment to get in touch with that little voice that says, I wish I hadn't done that. Oh, things would be so much better if only, and gosh, I really messed this up. What an idiot I was. Take a moment, get in touch with that voice. And then I want you to imagine that I am able to reach across the screen and hand you a letter. It's a letter from the universe, and the letter just has one sentence on it. It says, everything happened exactly as it had to happen, period. What if you knew absolutely and without a doubt that everything had happened exactly as it had to, that there is no alternate reality where could have, would have, should have, could exists. It just is what is, and now it is what it is, and you are exactly who you are and exactly who you are supposed to be. If you knew that, absolute certainty, how would you feel? And what would you think about yourself? I want to be incredibly clear here. This is not me saying that everything happens for a reason and things are just as they are supposed to be. I am not trying to calm your nervous system with any woo-woo comfort that doesn't mean anything. I want you to notice the power of your own thoughts and the power of your own beliefs. Right now, if you're in regret, you believe that things would be so much better if you had been different in the past. And that belief is creating endless suffering and agony and distress for you. That belief is causing you to drink too much. It's causing you to eat too much. It's causing you to not sleep. It's causing you to withdraw from your friends and family. It's causing you to lose opportunities at work. That belief that you should have been somebody else in the past is creating so much suffering in your life. I want you to imagine just for a moment that you believed something else, that you believed you were exactly who you should have been in the past, and things happened exactly as they had to, and now here you are in this same place. If you believed that, what would that feel like? I'm not saying that that's true, and I'm not saying it's more true than what you believe now. I just want you to try it on, like putting on a new pair of clothes, trying on a new pair of shoes or a new hat. How would it feel if I believed that thought? What would change for me? Because if you can see the power of a different belief, then you can see that it's not the events in the past that are causing your pain. It's the way you think about them. It's what you believe about them. This does not mean you are just going to magically wake up and believe everything happened as it should have, because those thoughts, those beliefs that they didn't, that you should have been different, that you messed up big time, are deeply ingrained, very, very well practiced habits of thought. You have to change them systematically, step by step. But the beautiful thing about the human brain is it is plastic and it evolves and it changes, and you can learn to think in different ways. But you can't fool your brain. You can't make it believe something it doesn't believe, and you can't make it believe something it can't find any evidence for. So I'm not talking about positive thinking. I am not talking about having faith in a higher power. I am just hoping to show you in this video a glimpse that it might be different if you believed something else. Because once you believe that it's possible, that you could feel differently if only you could believe something else, then we can start that journey. Then we can, step by step, work with your brain to see the world from a slightly different perspective. What if you had that letter from the universe and you just knew you hadn't done anything wrong, that you hadn't done anything you shouldn't have done, that this is exactly where you should be right now? And because you are here right now, the possibility for what your life can become is limitless. What if you believed that? What would become possible for you today?